Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about some basics concepts in number theory. The first concept we are going to discuss now is divisibility. Divisibility of integers. Let A and B belongs to Z with A not equal to 0, then we say that A divides B. We say that A divides B if B can be written as A into K, where K is some integer. So we say that A divides B if B is an integral multiple of A, and it is denoted by this symbol, A divides B. So whenever A divides B, we say that A divides B or B is divisible by A, or we can also say that A is a factor of B, or B is a multiple of A. So all are equivalent. Next we shall discuss some properties of divisibility. The first property is the property divisibility is reflexive for any integer A. For any A belongs to Z, non-zero integer A divides A. Why is so? Every A can be written as A into 1, where 1 is an integer. Hence, A should divide A. The second property, the transitive property. If A divides B and B divides C, then A should divide C. How do we prove that? If A divides B, then B can be written as an integral multiple of A, where K1B an integer. Similarly, if B divides C, then C can be written as an integral multiple of B, where K2 is some integer. Now we combine these two equations. See, we substitute the value of B here. So what we get? C is equal to A K1 into K2. K1 is an integer, K2 is also an integer, K1 into K2 is an integer. So we have written C as an integral multiple of A, and therefore A divides C. Now we shall discuss the next property of divisibility. If A divides B and A divides C, then we have A divides Bx plus Cy for any x comma y belongs to Z. If A divides B and if A divides C, then A divides any linear combination of B and C. How do you prove that? A divides B implies that B is an integral multiple of A. B can be written as A into K1, where K1 is an integer. A divides C implies that C is an integral multiple of A, where K2 is an integer. Now we consider Bx plus Cy. This is equal to AK1x plus AK2y. Take A as a common, we get A into K1x plus K2y. Here K1 is an integer, x is an integer, K2 is an integer, y is an integer. This sum is an integer. So Bx plus Cy is a multiple of A. Therefore, A divides Bx plus Cy. Using this property, we can deduce some other properties of divisibility. If A divides B, then A divides Bx for any x belongs to Z. In this property, put y equal to 0, we get this result. And also if A divides B, then A divides B to the power of k for any k belongs to Z plus. In this result, put x equal to b power k minus 1 and we get A divides b power k for any k belongs to Z plus. The next important concept in number theory is congruence. We say that an integer A is congruent to B modulo n if n divides A minus B, or A minus B can be written as n into k for some k belongs to Z. In other words, if A is congruent to B modulo n, if A and B leaves the same remainder when divided by n. Now we shall discuss some properties of congruence. This relation is an equivalence relation, that is to say reflexive. The congruence relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. We shall prove as quickly as possible. A congruent to A mod n. This is because n divides 0, 0 is A minus A. This proves the reflexive property of this relation. And second, if A divides A is congruent to B mod n, then B is congruent to A mod n. This is because if A congruent to B mod n, then n divides A minus B, and this implies n divides B minus A, and that implies B congruent to A mod n. And to prove the transitive law, if A congruent to B mod n and B congruent to C mod n, then A congruent to C mod n. This too follows from a property of divisibility. If n divides A minus B, that's A congruent to B mod n, then n divides A minus B, and n divides B minus C, n divides A minus B, and n divides B minus C. This implies n divides A minus B plus B minus C, which is A minus C. Minus B plus B gets cancelled. We get n divides A minus C, so that A congruent to B modulo C modulo n. And the next property, if A is congruent to B modulo n, then we should have AC congruent to BC modulo n for any integer c. How to prove this? If A congruent to B mod n, then n divides A minus B, and this implies n divides C into A minus B, which implies CA minus CB, n divides CA minus CB, so that we get AC is congruent to BC mod n. Another property, if A congruent to B modulo n and C congruent to D modulo n, then A plus or minus C is congruent to B plus or minus D modulo n. This first property, and AC is congruent to BD modulo n. How do you prove that? This is simple. If A congruent to B modulo n, then A minus B is n into some integer, C minus D is n into some integer. If you add, you get A plus C congruent to B plus D mod n. If you subtract, you get A minus C congruent to B minus D modulo n. You can easily prove that. I am going to discuss the second property. If A is congruent to B modulo n, then A minus B is n into k1, where k1 is an integer, and C congruent to D modulo n implies that C minus D is equal to n into k2, where k2 is an integer. To prove that AC congruent to BD modulo n, we consider AC minus BD. AC, now I add and subtract D plus AD. I subtract AD and I add AD to this term minus BD. Here you take A as common, you get A into C minus D, plus here we can take D as common, D into A minus B. This is equal to A into C minus D is n into k2, plus D into A minus B is n into k1. Now take n as common, we get n into ak2 plus dk1. This is an integer. We have shown that AC minus BD is an integral multiple of n. So n divides AC minus BD, or AC congruent to BD modulo